and Punjab National Bank, the name you can bank upon.
Hello and welcome to Fundopedia, your personal encyclopedia to everything you want to know in the world of mutual funds. With me, Rahul Arora. Let's take a look today at what debt funds are and the various kinds of debt funds out there. As the name suggests, debt funds predominantly invest in debt securities, either GSEC or corporate bonds or other short-term instruments like CPs, CDs, treasury bills or call money lending. We have a viewer query coming in from Susan in Chennai. Susan, welcome to the show. What's your question?
Hi Rahul, I wanted to know what exactly are bear funds?
That's an interesting question, Susan. Essentially, bear funds are hedge funds that make their money by short selling in a declining market. Essentially, a very aggressive form of investing that makes the profits when the markets are going down. And these are very actively managed funds, either by short selling a single stock or inverse index funds that short entire indices. I hope the information we've shared with you today makes you wealthier and wiser. Until next time, goodbye.
To learn more on mutual funds, SMS FUND to your query to 59995 or log on to utvi.com/Fundopedia. UTI Mutual Fund and UTVR present Fundopedia. Only on UTVI. Mutual fund investments are subject to market risk. Please read the scheme information document carefully before investing.
Why are you doing this?
Hero Honda Hunk, Bindas Sadagiri, powered by Axe. Every Saturday, Sham 7 baje, only on Bindas. Lovely to hai pachi.
This is the UTV Network, and you're with UTVI.
Rather windy episode of Real Estate. We're at the heart of the country's financial capital, and today we're going to talk about office spaces, the demand for which has suddenly picked up not just here in Mumbai but all across the country, in fact. And before we actually head into an office, let's just give you a look at what else is lined up on the show. We find out that the demand for office space is finally back. Meet your developer Ashish Purvankara. And what's making shoppers come back for more of Delhi's Kamla Nagar. Well, last week we told you how there has been a bit of a recovery in the residential sector. Well, it seems it's the same story in the commercial real estate market as well, with the demand for office space actually doubling in many cities across the country. Now, what's the way forward then? Will there be a rental correction? We find out in Realty Trends this week.
This time last year, recession loomed large on realty. One of the worst hit was the office space market. As the global economy went for a tailspin, office demand and rentals in prime areas crashed. 12 months later, it's a different story. The economy at large and the real estate sector are finally showing signs of recovery. And this is being reflected in increased demand for office space.
Certainly, we've seen FMCG sector bringing in demand. We've seen telecom. Everybody knows telecom story is good, so they are a part of they've been active players in real estate. So all this has actually led to improvement in this quarter as far as the office market activity is concerned.
The average demand between April and June this year is 65% higher than the same period last year, and that's an area of over 5.5 million square feet. But the supply continues to outstrip demand by over 50%, and an obvious fallout of this is a further drop in rentals in the range of 10% in the last 1 year.
The early phase of demand picking up means there are more inquiries, a few conversions taking place, but the correction is still to complete its life cycle.
Until then, the office market looks favorable for all of you looking at expanding and leasing fresh space. So what's the expert take on how to make the most of market conditions today?
So the rentals are actually not declining anymore now. They are actually staying flat. And a lot of people think that maybe 24 months down the line, values will start going up again, and a lot of these companies, multinational companies, are looking at taking advantage of the opportunity in the market.
Indeed, there's no dearth of opportunities in the market. And here's a look at areas where the rental decline has been the sharpest. While Bandra Kurla complex in Mumbai saw the sharpest fall in rentals in the last quarter, Lower Parel saw the highest fall in a year of over 40%, closely followed by Nariman Point. As for the other metros, the highest correction at 18% was recorded in Kolkata, followed by Pune and Bangalore. In the NCR, the reduction was just marginal. Even though developers may not be on strong foot yet, they are confident.
The absorption is taking place at the lower end. So therefore, if there is a client who comes in and says that, oh, I don't want to pay 100 rupees, but I want to pay 90 rupees per square feet rent, a developer would be keen to close that deal.
Real estate may be in better health now, but a substantial recovery in the office space may set in only by the end of the year. And then, rentals are expected to bounce back again. Clearly, you only have time until then to clinch attractive deals in the office market.
Now, be it corporates or developers, all are hoping that this positive buzz is here to stay. Well, moving on now from talking about swanky offices like this one of Avanta India to talking about the housing segment. And clearly, affordable is still very much the key word in the housing space. But then again, at the same time, the luxury space too is finding a select few takers. Well, take Gautam from Kolkata, for example. He wants to upgrade his lifestyle and get himself a brand new penthouse. Well, what did he find? Well, here's our hottest pick.
Realty is finally coming back on track in most cities, Kolkata being no exception. With prices finally looking stable, demand is returning to all segments here, including luxury housing. And eyeing a high-end house in the city of joy is Gautam Rajda. This entrepreneur has been based in Kolkata for many years and is now looking for a change in address.
Primary factor was that the house should be a bigger house. We wanted a gated property, and and we are looking for good security.
Apart from these specifications, Gautam wants to make sure that the area he invests in is stable and secure, and the Eastern Metropolitan Bypass or EM Bypass seem to fit the bill. With a host of builders developing large-scale projects here, EM Bypass is fast emerging as the next upcoming residential destination for the metropolis. Gautam is sure that EM Bypass is where he wants his family to resettle, and Ambuja Realtors Opahar on this stretch is our pick for him. A 5 BHK penthouse here comes with a super area of 5,640 square feet and a carpet area of 4,200 square feet and will cost the Rajdas around 2.3 crores. The complex offers a wide array of amenities such as clubhouse, play area and also a splash pool within the penthouse. The right location and the right amenities. Does the combination work for Gautam?
In terms of comfort, definitely we are. Of course, I live in the center of town right now, so I'm shifting a little bit out, but I think this will be a better property for my child and my parents as they grow older, because it's a gated property and the security is better. They'll have more people to meet over here, and I think that will be better for all of them.
A new address, more space and a better lifestyle. The property offers Gautam and his family all that they seek. Here's wishing them happy homeowners.
We hope this new address provides Gautam and his family members with a new lifestyle that they are seeking. And in case you also want our help in looking for new properties, just get in touch with us. Drop us an email at realestate@utvr.com. You can also get in touch via SMS. All you have to do is type REAL, R-E-A-L, followed by your name, your city, of course your requirements, and send it to 59995. And we'll try our best to get in touch with you. Of course, do remember to mention your contact number. Ashish Purvankara gets candid about affordable housing and design cues on how to get more from your space. More on that after a quick break.
those who really love their cars. Presenting the finest range of car accessories. Zenos.
At 9:30 a.m., kickstart your trading day with the world's most prominent FIIs.
We believe this is a fair market rally.
The market is actually showing good signs of resilience.
As they decode the global market. Worldview with FII. Dealing Room. Only on UTV.
A lot of people suspect that I actually came to Bombay to go into Bollywood.
I'm not planned. I didn't know that today is the interview.
Yeah, a lot of people don't think you can make money in the bear market, but you can. A lot of people do.
On the special series, we get you up close and personal with the men who manage your money.
Excitement is guaranteed.
In association with LIC of India. And the new Fiat Punto, a bold new drive.
Powered by every Saturday, Sham 7 baje, only on Bindaas.
लगी तो है पत्नी.
Welcome back. You're watching Real Estate. This is the only show that gets you the country's best property deals. And talking once again about affordable housing, which has more or less dominated the residential space for the whole of last year. And one of the pioneers in this segment has been Bangalore-based Purvankara Group. My colleague Balakrishnan caught up with the group's director Ashish Purvankara to find out how they plan to take this concept forward.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Meet Your Developer, and this week I have Ashish Purvankara, Director at Purvankara Projects. Ashish, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you.
First of all, if I can begin by asking you about affordable housing. You're one of the early entrants in that space. Take us through your experience in terms of response that you've got for your project, as well as the expansion plans going forward.
The response that we've got for our first project, which we launched in Chennai, was overwhelming, was excellent. We're starting construction soon. We should be launching our other project in Bangalore very soon, and we're looking at other cities as well in India.
Okay, but a lot of concern from a lot of feedback that we get from our viewers is that the value for money, especially when you're providing flats at 15 to 20 lakhs, you're compromising on something.
Right.
What is Purvankara's strategy specifically with regards to that?
Well, I think the one thing we're very clear on basic parameters on when we develop any project, may it be affordable or the premium one, is in terms of the location. So we have not compromised on the location in terms of they are within, city limits, not way out there. There is existing infrastructure available today. We don't hope that one day infrastructure will reach that place. Other things that we have done, a lot of value engineering. We did not start this process today. It's been going on for almost 3-4 years, where we've been studying the demographics, studying the customer minds in that segment, what's important to them. Therefore, we are able to provide to them what's important to them and minus out things that are not important, thereby getting the cost down. Size, yes, a little bit on the size, but in terms of finishes, they're still very good quality finishes. Specifications are also very good.
Shifting focus now to recently announced budget, most of the real estate players are not too happy in terms of nothing announced specifically with regards to affordable housing even. What kind of support are you looking for with regards to affordable housing as well as the overall housing market?
When I talk about the overall housing market, some support that we were looking at is some reduction in direct and indirect taxes. The amount of taxes that we pay raises the amount of the end product. So some sort of stops on that, which did not come through. For affordable housing, we were hoping, again, in terms of some tax stops, some income tax benefits, up to 20 lakhs, for example. People, if you compare the prices in any city, right, I think 20 lakhs is affordable. Right, some sort of tax or some income tax benefit that would go back into the pocket of the consumer, the customer, therefore bring the cost down.
Okay, and given the current market conditions, what is your sense that you're picking up from the market? Is the recovery actually happening? Is there still some bit of uncertainty in the consumer mind before going in for something like this?
The last couple of months have been good. In the sense, fortunately, one thing you have to put in perspective is here in the south, prices did not go up that much, right? They were still affordable. Yes, there was a sentiment issue where consumers thought that prices may come further down. The demand is there, but there was a sentiment issue. But the last 2-3 months, the demand has picked up. There are transactions happening, not as buoyant and as active as you would like it, but I see that happening in the near future.
Okay. Also, clearly in terms of government support to affordable housing and, overall housing, that's also a sentiment issue really, because they have to put money in the hands of the consumers for them to go out and buy it. How would you deal with something like that? I mean, would you go out right now and sell apartments, or would you hold on for prices to recover and then aggressively sell to the consumer?
See, as far as the affordable housing segment is concerned, I don't see a serious concern, because the response, like I mentioned earlier, in Chennai has been excellent for various reasons. One is our locations are good, our specifications are good, our layout. We've put a lot of thought into how functional these apartments should be, so the customer gets more efficient space inside his apartment, right? So it's been received well by the customer. So we're not hoping on any stops to come our way from the government for these projects to be successful. There haven't been too many credible players in this space as well. So when a strong brand launches this sort of a product, it has been taken up well by the customer.
Okay. In terms of larger growth plans for Purvanchal itself, what is your strategy? You've said that affordable housing is going to be one of your key revenue drivers. Any other platforms that you're looking at?
Yes. One thing that we've done in the last month is that we've actually we have a strong in-house construction team. What we've done is essentially we've taken that out and formed another company, a pure infrastructure and construction company called Starworth Infrastructure. The focus of this company is going to be essentially to take advantage of all the infrastructure development this country is going to experience in the next 5 to 7 years.
Okay.
That as well is very exciting. We're going to start bidding for third-party contracts pretty soon.
Okay. Also, a lot of criticism has come in that banks are not lending enough for builders like yourself. Has that sentiment also changed? Because right now, the recovery is happening. I mean, are they also loosening their purse strings?
Yes, they are. I would say the last 3-4 months, you've seen a drastic change in the way the banks are talking to the real estate developers, and also they are opening up and giving out loans.
Okay. But I mean, how significant would that be specifically? I mean, for people like you who are completing existing projects, is it very critical?
For us, I think the more critical was customers getting home loans, where I think 2-3 months ago, banks are not that open to giving out even home loans to end users, right? That is what sort of blocked us. But now, in the last couple of months, banks have started giving out loans, and so which indirectly helps us as well.
Okay. Also, in terms of the overall sentiment itself, your specific reading of that, I mean, do you see that changing over a period of time? Still the cautiousness in the environment?
There is cautiousness, but transactions are happening. I think people have sort of realized that there can't be any more correction. We have hit rock bottom in terms of prices. There is value in the product, right? And therefore, the last 2-3 months, we have seen transactions happening. There is traction in the market. And moving forward, I only see it getting better.
Okay. So there you heard it from Ashish Purvanchal. Clearly the market is picking up. They've already seen transactions picking up in terms of the last few months. But overall, they believe that the market is clearly going to take some time before it actually starts growing back to its normal stage.
Well, if you have any query that you want us to take up with the developer, just drop us an email at realestate@utvi.com. Now, we are going upstairs, so we'll take a quick break. You stay with us. We'll be back soon. What's keeping retail in Delhi's Kamla Nagar ticking? And how an understated palette works for a small cafe in Delhi. More on that after the break.
Be born every day. आज rockstar, कल pilot. And who knows what they are? कभी किसी अनजान स्टेशन पर उतर कर देखो, कभी किसी गुमनाम शहर का टिकट कटाओ. दूसरों की गलतियों से क्या सीखना? Make your own mistakes, यार. बचपन में तो क्या कुछ नहीं बनना चाहते थे. Why not today? Be born every day. Titan, be more.
Every weeknight, add some to your business experience with UTV Drive. That's 11. Get a head start on your best prospects for tomorrow's trade. To stay ahead in business, tune in to UTV Prime.
In association with Adani Power, हर चिराग रोशन करे.
बस अभी डूब के मर जा.
What are you back while you do this?
Hero Honda Hug, Bindas Sadagiri, powered by Axe. Every Saturday, Sham 7 baje, only on Bindas. अब लगनी तो है पत्नी.
What bars you? Tech 3. This weekend at these times, only on UTVI.
Merchandise partner Signa Sense, sign your destiny.
EP stands for European plan, which is room only. CP plan stands for Continental plan, which is room with continental breakfast. AP plan is American plan, which is room with breakfast, lunch and dinner. And MAP plan is Modified American plan, which is room with breakfast, lunch or dinner.
Well, talk about commercial real estate market. It's not just office spaces like this, but even the retail space is witnessing a bit of recovery. And well, take for example Delhi's High Street in Kamla Nagar, and let's find out in our segment Realty Check how a bit of reinvention has helped out the student hub.
College life is clearly not just about book studies and exams. It's also about shopping, hangout joints and fun and frolic. Think Delhi University and you simply can't miss Kamla Nagar. Situated next to the university's North Campus, the shopping hub lies right opposite Hansraj College, close to civil lines. A favorite among students and local residents alike, we found out what keeps them coming back to this decades-old shopping street.
Basically, I like
one-stop shop for everything.
I like most is near to the campus.
The atmosphere is very nice here.
Good food and things like that. And it's got a variety of places.
That's what I like over here.
Cashing in on this steady demand are retailers like Ramika Bhasin. Co-owner of Vrinda, an apparel store in the heart of the market, Ramika says business has been steady ever since its launch in 2006.
We built identity from here, from Kamla Nagar. That's why people identify us as Vrinda from Kamla Nagar. When we started off, Vrinda was really a hit among the BU crowd. I mean, now also in Delhi University, people know Vrinda. So it was a modest beginning from the store in Kamla Nagar, and from that we've come a long way now.
Experts agree that even with the global recession, demand from local residents and students has kept the market buoyant.
During the recession, Kamla Nagar was pretty much left untouched in terms of trading volumes for two reasons. One, the student community was not really linked with the recession, and second was that the entire residential catchment in that area is, a large part of it is self-employed.
And if we've got you thinking about starting your own commercial venture out of Kamla Nagar, here's a quick look at the rentals in the area. So if in 2007-2008 you paid rupees 150 to 200 per square foot as monthly rentals, the same space will now cost you around 80 to 100 rupees per square foot. The dip in rentals may be music to the retailers' ears, but the overall slowdown also means sellers need to constantly innovate to keep customers' interest alive.
रशर आने पे तो यहाँ रेंट भी कम हुआ है, कस्टमर भी कम हुआ है, दोनों चीजें हैं. मार्केट डाउन चल रही है, बिल्कुल ही डाउन चल रही है. तभी तो सेल्स लगा रखी हैं. सेल्स पे मतलब नेक्स्ट इसका प्रोग्राम आ रहा है सेल के ऊपर सेल लगाने का, मतलब लेस के ऊपर लेस.
Kamla Nagar has everything going for it except for a couple of roadblocks.
Parking is a big time problem.
Very, very, very irritating.
I think the main problem is parking, yeah.
It should be more green, more trees, maybe that. Well, the parking is quite a mess.
Problems aside, big developers are now eyeing Kamla Nagar as the new destination for shopping malls.
not only big brands and perfect friendly options that Kamla Nagar offers you, one can't miss the heritage value attitude. Like the gullies of Chandni Chowk, this space is one of the oldest retail markets existing. And with changing time and fashion, Kamla Nagar has evolved itself as a shopper's paradise.
Well, even in this small era, it seems the charm of High Street is still far from fading. Now, lack of space is something that all us metro dwellers can easily relate to. So what if we had to design a full-fledged restaurant in a small area and, still give it the sense of space? Well, a team of architects in Delhi were put to the test, and here's how they aced it.
I am Neelu and this is Anika. We are from Optogenesis. We are right now in sequel and we're going to discuss about the project. The sequel by United Coffee House is in Defence Colony, which is a very busy market. The client wanted to make a sequel, like a next restaurant to his Legend in Connaught Place.
We started with the concept of a box within a box. It was basically that we had an external box and then an internal box to kind of give it some privacy. So what we did is we wrapped the whole external facade with a traditional Indian jali, which also kind of gave it a character and an identity of its own, and also gave us a lot of opportunity in the project.
What Jali did was it actually gave a lot of light and ventilation and shadow play in the building.
So now we are inside the second box, which is the inner box in the project. The real challenge that we had to face was the fact that the site was really narrow and linear, and we had to really design a very high design space. Another concept that we were taking across the project was the Harshingar pattern, as you can see here, which is basically a traditional pattern, but it is being used in a very contemporary way. We've used this pattern throughout the project in different ways and in different configurations. Like we've used it in the railing in a relief manner, whereas we've used it in a perforated way in the furniture, in the jali, in the ceiling, and many other ways.
As you enter the building, we have this grand staircase which connects all the three levels. The railing was cladded with Harshingar to make the theme work in the staircase also.
There's a bamboo lamp installation in the middle of a triple height space of the staircase, and it really gives it an exceptional sculptural quality.
Yeah, and also adds to the visual connection to all the three floors, because it's visible from all the floors. Because of the limitation of the space, we have actually limited our color palette. The color palette would be wood, we have used wood, beige and red.
We were actually quite satisfied with the final outcome, as our goals were kind of achieved. Like the space looked much bigger and much more spacious than what it originally was.
I think we have also done justice to the new and the old United Coffee House people, and it's just more than an experience.
Well, that's it from our end on real estate for this week. But do remember, you can watch any of our stories on our website, utvi.com, or you can also get in touch by dropping us an email at realestate@utvi.com. Remember, this is the only show that gets you the country's best property deals, so keep watching, keep learning.
Every weeknight, we dissect the biggest news from the world of business and politics to gear you up for the next phase. Because news revolves, and you need to be at least a couple of steps ahead. Watch Business Nightline with me, Minnie Mellon, every weeknight on UTVI. In association with Zenos, the finest range of car accessories, Maruti Suzuki bring yours only to the Maruti Suzuki Service Network. Just dial India's #1 local search engine. And UTV World Movies.
UTV World Movies and Honda Jazz brings 2009's most talked about film to big screens in India. Waltz with Bashir. UTV World Movies and Honda Jazz premiere Waltz with Bashir on 29 July at PVR Lohpur and Mumbai. Stop. Rewind. Reflect on all the business news that made headlines.